welcome to you. Welcome to another Harp at Home with myself, Rachel here. We are on week 4, I think, of our second series of learning tunes. I hope you've enjoyed what we've been doing so far. Let me see, we've had a Strathspey, we have had a jig, and we had an air, or kind of a waltzy kind of mazurka tune that I taught you all last week. So this week, I'm going to push you a bit, okay? We're actually going to learn 2 tunes. We're going to learn 2 pieces of Gaelic mouth music, Puirt Set, and we're going to have a wee visitor in a second to chat a little bit about it. But I wanted to let you know just a couple of things that have kind of been going on. First off, as usual, you can buy your PDF for your music at www.harpathome.com. I'm sure you're all familiar with that now. Next week, we're going to do things a little bit differently, okay? We're going to take a break from the standard workshop kind of way that we do things. So it's going to be our kind of break week, but there's still going to be some things for you to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to film you a wee video which will be playing through lots of the tunes that we've learned so far, so you can practice along with me. So I guess it's kind of a kind of revision week. Okay, so no new music, but you are going to get the chance to play through some of the tunes that we've learned. I'm not too sure which tunes will be yet. Probably my favourites out of they're all my favourite tunes, but these will be like my favourites, if you get what I mean. So please do tune into that. It'll be the same time. There won't be any sheet music or anything to purchase. I might add like a donation link or something. Depends if I can get that sorted. But you know, just take your time, enjoy the fact that you're going to get the chance to kind of play through all of your tunes. I will put in the notes both on the website and on the YouTube link which tunes we're going to be playing through, so that you can go and grab your music if you can't remember them. So yeah, a week's break next week, but there is a chance to revise through the tunes before we come back to the following week, which I guess will be like around the 21st of September, I want to say, around that mark. But on with today's workshop. We've got another visitor in, but she's no stranger to us here at Harp at Home, because we're learning a piece of Gaelic mouth music in Puirt Set. I decided I'd pop along to Joy Dunlop's garden to have a wee chat with her. Hello and welcome to the garden of Miss Joy Dunlop here in Glasgow. You might remember back to series 1, we had Joy on, came and kind of chatted to us about some Puirt, and we are going to learn a set of Puirt again today, on the tune versions on the harp. So I thought I'd nipple on to Joy's garden, as it is actually a nice day for once.
For the first time in a month.
Although I should really kind of like be asking, because Joy's job is also a weather presenter, and well, did you say it was going to be warm today?
I did. I definitely said that Sunday was going to be the better day of the weekend.
Excellent.
Which is nice, because we've been having a lot of wet and windy weather, so it's definitely making the most of it, trying to get a wee bit of tan.
Oh, fantastic. So Joy, most of your work is really involves around the Gaelic language, would that be true to say?
Yep, I'm definitely, a lot of the jobs I do are Gaelic based, and I feel really lucky that I get to do lots of different things that tend to involve music or media work or language work, and it is I don't know, there's just something special about it. It's a very small community in a lot of ways, and the Gaelic language and culture has so much to offer and to talk about and to explore.
Oh, so definitely does. And yeah, and I think even during these times we've been kind of treated to lots of different kind of like concerts and workshops in Gaelic language and things. So can you tell us, have you always spoken Gaelic, or how have you come to be a Gaelic speaker and a Gaelic singer?
No, I'm probably quite unique in some ways. I was born and brought up in Argyll, from a wee village called Connell, and I didn't have any Gaelic when I was young. My mum and dad don't speak Gaelic. There's Irish in my dad's family, and there would be Gaelic in there, but going back a couple of generations. So my mum and dad speak neither, and I didn't do any in primary either. We had a peripatetic teacher that went round, so some of the primary schools got Gaelic, some we actually didn't. But when I went to Eoghainn High School, I did Gaelic as a second language, but I also sang in Gaelic from a very young age, because the mod came to Eoghainn when I was 8 or 9, and we had a lovely woman, Mrs. Pollock, from Islay in Connell, and she had just said, if there's any children in the village that would like to learn songs, come along to the house. And yeah, we just really started there. I loved singing in Gaelic, and then in some ways the learning of the language came later, but it made sense because I already had quite an understanding of words and phrases and just how it works with music.
That's really interesting. And you went on then to study at degree level, am I right in thinking?
Yeah, I went to Seallaibh, the Gaelic college in the Isle of Skye, and I initially went for 1 year before I was going to uni to do medicine. And
I did not know that.
Yeah, I was going to go do medicine, and then I loved it, and they sort of just kept enticing me with, oh, if you stay another year, you'll get a qualification. If you stay another year, you'll get a degree. Now we have a 4th year. If you stay, you'll get an honours degree. And because I had gone early, I did my first year instead of my 6th year. Even my thought process was, even if I did 4 years, I'd still be quite young. So if I wanted to go and do my medical degree after that, I could. But I actually just loved it. And it was the right place at the right time for me, and my teachers were amazing, my friends were great, and it all worked out.
As well as singing yourself, you've got a lot of albums out and you do a lot of concerts. Well, normally you do a lot of concerts.
Not so much right now.
And you lead choirs, and you do the Gaelic weather as well as the English weather, but you also teach a lot, and you're involved in kind of learning and stuff yourself now.
I think definitely if you have learnt a language, you know how hard it is, and you know where the struggles are. Or I found that I've been able to explain how the language works because I've had to work it out myself. And you learn how it's like learning an instrument in a lot of ways.
I think like my own teaching style, I had a lot of teachers growing up, and I've taken bits from different people.
Totally. And some people, I mean, I think when I learned in school, just because of the syllabus, you learn a lot of stock phrases. But then when I went up to Seallaibh, I had wonderful teachers there. But I think definitely it was through teaching that my language skills really improved a lot. I understood much better, and I've always been quite interested. I'm a bit of a geek. I quite like language, I like music, I like how it works. I've always liked the rules, I like grammar.
Joy frequently will correct my kind of writing for grammar. She's kind of my proofreader.
I like a bit of sentence structure, but it's really interesting when you go to teach, because I think you need to be able to tell and describe to somebody else how it works and break it down into sort of small manageable
it's very similar to like what I think like when I'm teaching and choosing things to teach and how you divide things up.
And it's interesting coming at a different point in some ways, because you have a different understanding, and I guess I would maybe understand why you might think this because it happens in English, whereas Gaelic's quite different. We have very different structures of language because they have different they come from different language families, so it can be quite tricky if someone's like telling you it's just like this because, whereas I can actually go, oh, if you do this it means that, and just breaking it down a wee bit more so it becomes less scary. Because actually, I think it's very similar to learning an instrument as well, the sort of performing side. Put yourself out there for the first time. It's hard, particularly as an adult, coming in to do anything that you're not good at, that you're really working at, and something that sometimes is basic as learning a very simple tune or learning very simple language skills. That's hard, and it's a big thing as an adult to be able to do that. So I'm always very impressed by folk who put themselves out there.
Totally. And if folk nowadays are maybe at home, wherever they are in the world, wanting to maybe start to learn Gaelic, where would you advise? What kind of things should they be looking at?
Well, I guess that's one good thing about lockdown, is we are all at home, we have a bit more time, and we have the internet, which basically gives you every opportunity. I mean, Duolingo, which is a free language app, now features Gaelic, and we're very proud of that, and we're working on the next part of it.
If you download it, you might recognise someone's voice.
You're a bossy person telling you what to do, that won't be me. But actually, that's free, and it's a really good starting step. I'm currently doing the Irish one,
wow.
And it's definitely good to see. Just learning phrases, it's a nice introduction. Obviously, we now have learngaelic.scot, which is a kind of one-stop shop really for Gaelic learning. Lots of resources in there, lots of videos, quizzes. It's excellent. And then I guess if you think that you're wanting to take it maybe a wee bit more formal a step, the course Eoghainn, the access course from Seallaibh is excellent. And they also have in course Uirsteach, which is the advanced course. So if you do have a wee bit of Gaelic already, you can come into these courses. They're online, you do it through phone tutorials or Zoom now, everything goes through Zoom. And I mean, I'm probably biased because I do teach all these courses, but I think they're just so well structured and they're fun.
Yeah.
And you get to talk to different people, and that's why we learn, particularly as an adult. You want that interaction, and there's lots there. The Gaelic community is very welcoming and friendly.
Yay.
Come join us.
So I will put a link to all these things in the comments and also in your PDF of your music. And now we're going to be learning a Strathspey and a reel today, both originally pieces of Puirt mouth music. And the first one is one that you sung with the Eurovision Alba choir, is that right?
Yes, cadal, which I just love because it's A, fun to sing, but also quite a cheeky story.
Yeah.
You know, tell me, where are you sleeping? Tell me, where are you sleeping? Tell me, where are you sleeping? Well, it turns out, no real scandal here, with my grandmother. And it's talking about that kind of old black house in particular idea where, you know, everybody would be in together.
The
and
box
it's
room.
and the high bed, you know, above the fire. But it's a fun one to sing anyway. But I quite like the fact that it's not too deep and meaningful. A wee bit of cheekiness in there, which is always nice.
And we'll link to the YouTube video of them doing it. They did a kind of lockdown collaboration with that. And then the second tune,
Seallaibh Eòghainn, which is a reel, and it's basically look at Eoghain's boat. And in my head, this Eoghainn, and I could just be making this up, but in my head, Eoghainn is the best skipper out there, steering that boat round the white point, and the boat's got good sort of ballast on it. It's just a very seaworthy vessel. So again, a lot of the times with Puirt Set, because the words were chosen of how they sound, for both of these are probably really good examples where the background story isn't meaningful, but it does mean something. There is a story there, and they're just fun.
Cool. So we're going to learn the tune versions, but Joy, I think you're going to maybe make some wee sing. The neighbours' kids might join in.
We're very much Kaylee style here. If you know it, join in. So start off with Eoghainn cadal and then go into Seallaibh Eòghainn. Inchgás a cadal, cadal, inchgás a cadal, scóthgadal curaidh. Inchgás a cadal, inchgás a cadal, scóthgadal curaidh. The bearst and the Virginia, the bearst and the Virginia, the bearst and the Virginia, called the Mohenever. The bearst and the Virginia, the bearst and the Virginia, the bearst and the Virginia, called the Mohenever. Inchgás a cadal, cadal, inchgás a cadal, scóthgadal curaidh. Inchgás a cadal, inchgás a cadal, scóthgadal curaidh. The bearst and the Virginia, the bearst and the Virginia, the bearst and the Virginia, called the Mohenever. The bearst and the Virginia, the bearst and the Virginia, the bearst and the Virginia, called the Mohenever. Oh, Seallaibh Eòghainn is curaigh vichador, Seallaibh Eòghainn is shachat Eoghainn. Seallaibh Eòghainn is curaigh vichador, Seallaibh Eòghainn, shachat Eoghainn. Beòghainn, beòghainn, beòghainn is skipper. Eoghainn, beòghainn is shachat Eoghainn. Eoghainn, beòghainn, beòghainn is skipper. Eoghainn, beòghainn is shachat Eoghainn. Shessi farage, carago is ballishjor, shessi farage, shachat Eoghainn, shessi farage, carago is ballishjor, shessi farage, shachat Eoghainn. Eoghainn, beòghainn, beòghainn is skipper. Eoghainn, beòghainn is shachat Eoghainn. Eoghainn, beòghainn, beòghainn is skipper. Eoghainn, beòghainn is shachat Eoghainn.
Yay! Well, thank you very much for joining us again.
You are welcome.
there you go. That was once through the Strathspey and twice through the reel. So yeah, I'm going to push you today. This is a challenge. This is a challenge, really. We've been doing a lot of learning tunes by ear, and I know some of you have been in contact saying that you've been really pleasantly surprised that you've managed to do it, which is great. And I really am going to get you to push yourself that little bit further today. See if you can cope with learning 2 tunes, both hands, one after another. We can do it, okay? I have faith in you, okay? Don't worry, you can remember by the music, and then you'll still have the arrangement so that if you forget it after the workshop, you can revise it. But push yourself in this workshop, see if you can get it, and see if you can retain the information. So let's head over to the green screen. Okay folks, so at the green screen and ready to work hard with these 2 tunes. This is going to really kind of push your memory, but it's good. We'll try and get them done. We're going to start off with the Strathspey first. I'm going to try and pronounce it. In Scomsa Cael na Cadal. I'm going to call it the Strathspey. My Gaelic pronunciation isn't on par this Sunday just now. But first of all, let's go with the Strathspey. We need to get our levers fixed up for the whole set for the Strathspey and the reel. You need, the first tune is in E minor, so E natural minor, as we call it in trad music. So it's without the sharpened 7th that you would normally have in the harmonic minor scale. E minor is a relative minor to G major, so you need to put your harp into G major basically. So that means your F sharp's up, okay? So for my harp, it's tuned in E flat major, so I have my E's, A's and B's, and F's up. If your harp is tuned in C major, just have your F's up. But there is one anomaly today, if I can say that word, right? You need the F below middle C to be natural. And that's for the accompaniment that we're going to be using in the second tune, okay? The second tune has a kind of, the second part of the second tune goes into C major, so that's why we have that F natural. Okay, right, speedy learning today. So I'm going to play you all of the first part of the Strathspey and we'll get to it. Have a listen. Here we go again. Okay, so there's a few kind of wee bits in this tune that I'm going to explain why I've chosen to do these fingerings, because there are a couple of options. We are starting off for this tune with our thumb on the top E, so the E an octave and a bit above middle C, thumb on E, second on D, third on B, fourth on A, E, D, B, A, and we're going to come down that with an extra thumb at the top. Have a listen again. Count to 4 and we'll try that together. So we've not got any Scotch snaps yet in this. This is just space. You have those snaps, rhythms, not got one yet. But after 4, 3, 4. Good. After that, we're going to have our first snap, which is BD. So it's going to sound like this when you put them together. Okay. So snap on the BD. Okay, let's try that together. 3, 4. Okay, now you might fancy doing for that instead 3, 2. The reason I'm choosing to 2 and 1 is because for me, my second and thumb, they're the stronger fingers, and I want that snap to really ring out. It's a Strathspey, and it's the rhythm that's important in that stretch. So that's the Strathspey. So that's why I've chosen to use 2 and 1. Have a go doing my fingering. So have a listen again. 2, 1. Okay, that's snap right in. After 4, let's go for it. 3, 4. Good. After that, you're going to pop your second and your thumb back onto the B and the D, and your third is going to be on the A. Okay, in fact, actually, you're not going to totally put your thumb on, it's just going to be ready to be there, because we're going to be using the same 3 notes that we've been playing already, but we've changed the fingering. So we're going to play our B now, and our A, and then snap again. So, okay, so that order of notes we've actually already played as part of the first phrase. Have a listen when it goes together. repeated a little bit there. Let's see if we can get those bits going together. 3, 4. B, D, E, A, B, D. And you're going to do that little phrase again. So that collection of 4 notes there ends up coming 3 times. The first time we've doing it is part of the first phrase, and we're using our 4th on the A, and then 2, 1. Then we're going 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. So let's see if we can go for that together. You ready? Speedy learning. 3, 4. Get those snaps going. Nice. One more time after 4. 3, 4. So that's our first phrase here. This is our second phrase. Okay, so remember, we tend to divide our tunes into 2 parts, and each part will have 4 phrases. Okay, these tunes that I'm teaching you today, classic example of that. Also a classic example of common Scottish tune structure. We are now on to our 3rd phrase, and the common structure is that the 3rd phrase is the same as the first phrase. We're going to play that again. Let's go for it. This is our 3rd phrase, same as the first. 3, 4. Nice. So we have our first phrase, second phrase, and 3rd phrase. You ready? See if we can go for it. Working fast today. 3, 4. B, D, E, A, B, D. And again. Back to your first phrase. Good. Okay, so that does mean you're going to hop your thumb up to the E. Okay, now I've actively chosen that for me is a better option than, if you remember, I was saying that you could use 2, 3. You could use that idea all the way through, and then your thumb would go on E. While that works for that, I still think that sounds weak. So I prefer to have the strong 2, 1 and then hop in my thumb. So it's kind of like the elimination for me about what the best option are, what the advantages are, the disadvantages of each part of the fingering. And that's just something you kind of learn when you're learning about good fingering options. You learn to balance things up and what works best for you and for, you know, for the type of tune it is, and whether it needs to be strong rhythmically, whether it needs to flow, etc. So, well done. We've got phrases 1, 2, and 3. Let's go for it after 4. Fingers on E, D, B, A. 3, 4. You finish that 3rd phrase, we're going to place on our 2nd and 3rd. Now they've just been on B and A, so that should be quite straightforward to get back on. 2 and 3, we're going to play down those. We're going to cross over to the G, and we're going to go all the way down with a little snap between the G and F, and 2 E's. So that ends up being a 5-note pattern. 2 and 3, thumb onto G, crossing over, down 3, and you've got the snap between the G and F there. Start together. 3, 4. Good. Reset again. 2 and 3 on D because your thumb's just come off that top B. So on B and A. 3, 4. 2 E's at the end there. 2 quarter notes. Well done. Let's go from the top. Yeah? All of the tune, that's all for the first half. This is good. Fast learning, guys. After 4. 3, 4. Snap. 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 First phrase again. Snap. Snap. Nice. And again, keep going. We'll do it another twice. To the top, so hopping that thumb up. Nice work. Have a listen to the second part. I'm going to play it through twice. The ending for the second part is the same as the ending for the first part, so if you want to try joining that in, go for it. 2 and 3, remember on B and A. Here we go. classic structure feature there. The ending is the same as it is in the first part. So we have 4 phrases again. First phrase, have a listen. Should be a little bit of kind of familiarity there with the cut at the end, okay? So anchor your thumb to the G. We're going to have 2 E's and we're going to have a snap right in from the start. So I'm going to change my fingers on this E in order to get that snap so I can get it nice and strong. 3rd and then 2, 3, 2. So just have a practice of doing that. Just get the feeling going. So your thumb is anchored on the G because it's going to play in a second. Have a listen. So we're going to play the G. We're going to stretch under to the A and B. Cross under, add on A and B. Let's see if we can do that together. 3, 4. Well done. Let's go for it again. So you're adding on G, A, B. You're playing that thumb that was anchored on the G. 3, 4. Nice. Now we're going to have 3, 2, 1. This is kind of a bit from our first part actually. A, B, D. And you've got that snap in again between the B and the D. All familiar repetition things. Have a listen then. That first phrase goes 3rd on A, B, D. A, B, D. Let's go for that first phrase after 4. 3, 4. A, B, D. Nice work. One more time. 3, 4. Again. 3, 4. Good. Now we're going to anchor our thumb on the F and we're going to do 2 Ds, same rhythm. And we're going to cross under to G and A this time. So 2 Ds, snap right at the start. Let's go for it. 3, 4. And as you're playing that A, I want you to place on 2nd on G, 3rd on F, and your 4th is going to end up on the F and D. Okay, so there I have got a snap on the 3, 2. If you wanted to, you could cross over 1, 2. For me, for this bit, I prefer doing the 3 and 4, and I think it's because the next phrase we're going to end up with our 3rd finger on E, so that's why I feel that that's good for me. Okay, let's look at that second phrase again. Thumb on the F, 2 Ds, F cross under to G and A, and now we're going down G, F, D. Snap at the end. Let's try it together. 3, 4. Let's go for it again. 3, 4. Nice work. 3rd phrase, you know already, same as the first. So the 2 E's, up we go, and then the A, B, D. 3, 4. Nice. Okay, let's go for all of that second part so far. After 4. 3, 4. 2 Ds. 2 E's. Swap your second onto the B and A, and our ending for before, remember we had B, A, crossover, so it's 5 in a row, cut, E. Let's just play that ending again together. B, A, crossing over to the G. 3, 4. 2 E's. Well done. That's all the second part. Good speedy learning. Let's see if we can go around that. We'll do it twice through at a steady pace. 2 E's. 3, 4. 2 D's. 2 E's. E, A, crossover. And again, 2 E's. 2 D's. 2 E's. Good. Okay, excellent. Let's try it twice more at a faster pace. 3, 4. And again. first part, E, D, B, A, you had E. Then your B, D, B, D. Third phrase, same as the first. Second on B, third on A. Crossing down, 2 E's. Yeah? Cool, let's go for it. We'll do each part twice. Okay, remember this is a speedy class today. I'm going to add in the left hand now. Okay? And then we'll have a look at it. Okay? Keep going, keep these minds strong. After 4, 3, 4. And again. Second part, 2 E's. Okay, straight onto the left hand. E octave. We're going to have an E octave split for the whole of the first, second and third phrases. Okay, it's going to go first off with the 2 E's. Okay, so when you play the 2 E's on the first and the third, that's where you're going to have that split. Okay, let's play that first part twice and add that in. You ready? Split E. 3, 4. So with the E, with the E. Nothing just now. And again. And again. With the E's, E's. Good, okay. After that, we're going to pulse on this E here with our thumb. It's going to be added in every time you do your BD. So every time you've got that snap, the BD, you're going to have that adding in now. So it will sound a little bit like this. With the B of the snap, the B of the snap. Okay, that's going to happen all the way through the first part. We go for it? Let's see if we can go for it. Twice through that. 3, 4. Ease again. Nice work, and again. Brilliant. Good work. Final phrase. We're going to have a C octave and then a D7. So that means you've got your C. I'm keeping it all pretty high just now in the harp. C octave, keep your thumb constant on the C, bring your fourth up to the D. And you want to be having flat hands so you can damp that C, that metal C. Okay? It's going to go with the B and with the beat G. So it's beat on beat 1 and 2. So it'll sound 1 and 2. Let's just try it together after 4. 3, 4. Nice. One more time after 4. 3, 4. Great. Okay. Let's go for all of that first part. Hands together. See how you get on. Split E comes with the 2 E's and then you're adding on those extra thumbs every time we have the snap. Okay? 3, 4. C, D7. So it comes quite quick in there. Twice through. I'm going to do it a little bit slower this time. 3, 4. And again. I'm going to play on to the next part. Practice your right hand if you want. first, the second, and the third, which I'm actually doing different to the first. Okay, so we're going to go a little bit deeper. We're going to have our fourth finger on the A, and then we're going to split up and we're going to go to the A and the C. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Afterwards, we're going to have split a D7. So I guess that means you're moving your fourth finger to the D, but actually it means you're keeping your second and your thumb on the A and C. So that might help you remember that bit. Okay, so we have low A to the A third, to the and D, 2, 3, 4. Now move everything up one note to an E7, so that would be the E to the B and D. Okay, so E to B and D. Let's try those 3 chord shapes round. After 4, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So these chords are split on beats 1 and 2 of the 4 beats in each bar. Okay, so that means it's going to come with the first of your double notes and with your anchor note, with the note that your thumb has been anchored on. Okay, so the first phrase will sound like this. Let's try playing it together. You ready? 3, 4. So with your third finger and with your thumb. So your thumbs end up playing together, I guess. Onto your D7, same idea with your third finger and with your thumb. So it's going to be with the F. 3, 4. 1. Sorry, I didn't do my snap. D-D-B. Let's do that again. The second finger just disappeared into the ether there. 3, 4. Good. One more time. 3, 4. E7 now, E to B and D. Same idea on the third finger and with the thumb. 3, 4. Nice. Let's see if we can get those going together. So A to A and C, D to A and C, and then E to B and D. Okay. 3, 4. D7 split. E7 split. Same left hand for the ending, so that was the C octave and the D7. And again. One more time round. Great, nice one. Okay, let's see if we can do the whole tune, the whole Strathspey, both hands together. These work fast. Remember your first part, you did your split E with the 2 E's, then your thumb came with the snap, which was with the B. Yeah? Third phrase same, and then your ending, C octave, and D7. Sweet. First tune done. Let's go for it. You ready? 3, 4. Sorry. And again. On to second part. Eòghainn. I'm going to play the first part again. Have a listen. We're still speedy learning. Keep the mind at it. Okay, so we've moved into this kind of A modal idea now. Second on A, thumb on B. Have a listen to this bit. Okay, so we're going to be playing our A. Then we're going to place all 4 down, 4 white notes. I always look for kind of colours for identifying here. In this tune, actually, in the melody, we're not playing any Fs. Okay, so stay away from the black Fs there. We're playing our A and going down, and using our third finger to do another E at the end. Okay, let's try it together. 3, 4. Okay, so we're into our reel now, so we're all equal quavers, equal eighth notes. 3, 4. 2 E's at the bottom. Use your thumb now to play the G above that. Okay, then move 3, 2, 1 up to G, A, B. So the 3 white in a row. So our thumb's on G. We're using our thumb there because we finished further down there with our third and the E. So thumb on G. Up, place up 3. Play up those. Finish off with 2 G's using our third finger and our second finger. So 1 G with our thumb, up 3 from G, now 3, 2 on the G's. Let's try that phrase together. 3, 4. Good, again. 3, 4. Nice, let's put it with our first phrase. 3, 4. So A, down 4 white from B, 2 E's, a G with your thumb, up 3 from G. Third phrase, same as the first, go back to the first. Good, okay, so this tune follows the same structure as the Strathspey, that classic third phrase, same as the first phrase structure. Let's go for 1, 2 and 3 together then. 3, 4. Phrase. Raise your thumb up to the high E. 1, 2, 3, 4 down in a row. We're going to play straight down those. Afterwards, put your thumb on the red C, and we're going to finish it with 3 and 2 on the 2 E's. So we're using this pattern actually, 3, 2 on a lot of double notes in this tune. Okay, each of these phrases actually ends up with 2 notes the same. So it was 4 down in a row. 3, 4. E, D, C, B, thumb onto C, 2 A's. Let's go for it again. 3, 4. One more time. And. Good work. Okay, excellent. Let's go for all of the first part, twice through. So remember, da, 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 thumb on G. Third phrase, same as the first. Ending. Okay, after 4, 3, 4. Thumb on G, up from G. 2 G's. Down 4 from E. And again. Let's go for it all again. Nice one. Have a listen to the second part now. Okay, so second on C, thumb on E. Okay, so like the first part, this bit goes twice, just to let you know in your music, the melody is written out twice to facilitate the change of left hand, but the melody is exactly the same on line 2 and 3. Okay, Second finger on C, thumb and E. Have a listen. Okay, so we're playing second and C, thumb and E. We're going to play 2 C's and then the E. Then we're going to do that again, but instead of 2 C's, we're going to play 2 D's. Okay, so 2 C's and an E, 2 D's and an E. Just using my second and my thumb there. 3, 4. Good work. Let's go for it again. 3, 4. Good. Have a listen to the next phrase. Starts off with the same way. 2 C's and an E. But then I'm going to pop my second onto the D after I've played the E, which is, I guess, what you were doing before, actually, now that I think about it. But we're going to play that D, and then we're going to pop our fourth out. Now, this might feel a little bit funny, but trust me. And we're going to play 2 G's. So I use my fourth finger and my third. Okay, so it's a good one, this phrase, for strengthening that fourth finger. So we've got 2 C's and E. D, 2 G's. Let's play it together. 3, 4. Good, again. 3, 4. Good, one more time. 3, 4. Brilliant. Okay, so far then we have 2 C's and an E, 2 D's and an E's. First phrase. Onto your second phrase, that new one. Guess what happens afterwards? Third, same as the first, you know what's happening. And your ending is the same, okay? So this is really structurally, these 2 tunes are just ideal for these kind of structural features of a lot of trad Scottish tunes. Okay, so we've just managed to learn the second part. That's pretty epic. Let's see if we can do it again. We'll try it round a few times. So 2 C's, E, 2 D's, 2 C's, E, then D, stretch down to the G. Third phrase, same as the same first. Then your ending, remember, was down 4 from E. C, A, A. Let's just try that ending together. 3, 4. Okay. Let's try it off the second part, round a few times. We'll see how we get on. 3, 4. Okie dokie. So, let's go for it again. 3, 4. Down 4 from E. And again. Brilliant. Okay, let's go for all the real. You guys have done so well today. Really pushing you. Remember your first part started off with your thumb and B, second and A, you played your A, then you were down the 4 white all the way down to the 2 E's at the bottom, using your thumb and the G, then up 3 from G, 2 G's. Third phrase, same as the first. Down 4 from E. Okay, let's go for it. First part twice, second part twice, then we'll do it all again. Let's go. After 4. 3, 4. there just now. Okay, let's look at left hand for the first part. Keep going, keep going. Remember, this is a classic one that you can look back at and refresh. Okay, so we're gonna start off with our first part. It's just gonna be using for the first and the third phrase. We're gonna have a split A octave. Okay, that handily enough is gonna come with the A's. So it's gonna be in beat 1 and 2, but remember it's quavers, eighth notes at the start here. So it's gonna go 1 and 2. So it's gonna come in with the A's. Let's do that first part round twice. Try and get that A octave in. Matches up with the A. 3, 4. And again. To a G octave, and handily enough it's going to come with those 2 G's at the start of the second phrase, with the G, with the G. So again it comes in beat 1 and 2, and those happen to be the G's. Let's go twice round the tune and we'll add the G octave in. 3, 4. G's now. Back to A. Left hand. For that second phrase after the G, we're also going to add in an E octave, a low E octave on beat 4. So that's going to end up being with the last G. So far we have 2 G's. I'm going to add in an E octave here at the end. So that's in beat 4. Let's see if we can do that. So just a straight E octave, not split. After 4. 3, 4. Good, one more time. 3, 4. Good, let's try all of that first part twice round, and we'll add in the E octave now. 3, 4. G. E in the last note now. Cool. Last phrase, we're going to add in 2 octaves, similar to what we had in the Strathspey actually, a C octave, but we're going to have a straight D octave as well, okay? This is going to come, it's going to come when your thumb plays, so that means it comes on beats 1 and on beats 3, which happens to be an E and a C, okay? So it'll sound like this. Okay, so it happens with your thumb of your right hand. Let's try it together with the E and with the C. Beats 1 and 3. 3, 4. Nice, let's go for it again. 3, 4. Brilliant. Okay, let's do all of that first part twice. Then I'm going to play on to the second part. Play on with your right hand to practice that. Okay? All the left hand, first part of the reel. 3, 4. G. E with the last note. Octave, D, nice, and again. A. Play on with your melody. Briefly for this bit. So this is when our F natural is coming into play. So remember I had you to get your F lever down, or your F lever off, I should really be saying. I know some folk have levers that go up. Yeah, that's when this is coming to it. Okay, so we have a nice descending pattern. You know I'm a fan of a descending pattern. I think it's been a while since we've used one actually. So Second finger on C, thumb on G. We're starting off in this C fifth position. Basically, your thumb is not going to move off that G until the very last time we play the ending phrase. But our bottom finger is just going to be moving down. B, G, and we're on A, G, so you will be wanting to change your fingers as long as you end up on 4 and 1 on the octave part there. The last one we're going to play is the D. Okay, so it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You ready? Let's see if we can get all that C all the way down to the G. You want to be, by the time you reach the G, you want to have your fourth finger on, okay? And then always using your fourth finger. After 4, 3, 4. 1, 2. That was rubbish counting. I'm going to do that again. Sorry. I'm going to count properly. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 on G now. 3, 4 on F. Keep on going all the way. This is going to be the last one, the D. And add in your C octave. C2, D2. So that ending is going to be the same as what we had for the first part. Okay, let's match this up. Handily enough, these two notes are going to pretty much always come when you do the two C's. Okay, so it's nice matching up. So with the C, with the C, with the C, with the C, with the C. That's it, okay? But your thumb will stay in the G, not sneak up to the A like mine did there. My apologies. First mistake I've made all this lesson. We're not doing too bad, apart from that dodgy counting a few minutes ago. Let's see if we can get this C, G, B, G, A, G. So the first 3 phrases in with the left hand. You ready? Matches up with C. After 4, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. G, so it ends up being a G octave here. So it's not going to come with the 2C because we don't, the fourth phrase, the ending phrase doesn't have that in it. So it's going to match up with the E and the C. Let's just try that again together. 3, 4. Let's go over it again. 3, 4. Okay, let's go up to there so far. Are you ready? 3, 4. E, A. And this is your split G. Good, okay. Let's keep going. Now we're going to be on the F and the G. This is the repeat of the melody. Okay. 3, 4. To the C octave and D octave that we had on our first part, because that's kind of bringing us back round to being in that A minor modal stuff. Okay, cool. Let's go round that so it goes twice through, but the left hand continues on so that it's not repeated left hand. Repeated idea though. You ready? 3, 4. Again. 3, 4. That's pretty good. Like, that's taken us not very long to get 2 tunes left hand together. Let's go for the real. So remember, da, 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 da. Keep your mind going. Split A octave, split G octave, then an E in the last note, split A, C, and D. Remember, so the A's come with the A, G's with the G, but you have the extra E if you can at the end there. Cool. The real, twice through. You ready? 3, 4. C octave. So it's an A octave, E, A in your right hand. Yeah. Phew. Guys, that was really good. I pushed you today. Okay, I was always going to push you with these two tunes. Nothing too complicated left hand wise. But I really wanted to, you've been learning by ear and doing so well with this stuff that I wanted to push you to see if you could get all of that. Let's go for both tunes together, both hands together, okay? To remind you quickly of your Strathspey. B, D. Then you went down your 5 notes here, so 2 and 3 in A, B and A, 2 E. Okay, second part was 2 E's, 2 D's, 2 E's, and 2 E's. Okay, so the left hand for that was that E's, remember? Which I matched up with the snaps and the 2 E's at the start. Then you had A to A and C, D to A and C, E to B and D, C octave and D octave. Cool. Or C octave and D7, sorry, for all of that. Cool. We'll do each tune twice, okay? This is quite important. We're going to do each tune twice. The Strathspey, we'll do it at a nice steady pace. Then I'm going to speed it up. Then I'm going to go into the reel, but I'm going to do the reel at a steady pace. And then I'm going to do the reel again and speed it up. So each tune at a steady pace and then faster. Okay, deep breath. You can do it. Confidence. Good Strathspey and reel set, and good Northwest Highland Gaelic tunes as well at that. Okay, after 4, 3, 4. And again. in the reel, the second time round, what I ended up was adding in another thumb. So I was going on beat 4, so it was going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. You could try that out if you wanted to, okay? It doesn't work all the time, you just have to kind of work it out. But it adds something in, okay? And of course, add in more left hand if you want with this one. It's just a good kind of go to get you to do Strathspey and reel at once. Alrighty, okay, so we're not going to go back to the fireplace to hear me playing it again, because we did have a good go there together. But we will head back for a wee cup of tea and a blether. So yeah, see you in a second. Hello, welcome back to the fireplace for our blether section. We didn't have a blether last week, the workshop we had. Instead we had a trip up to Starfish, and I've had lots of lovely messages saying how much you enjoyed that. I enjoyed it too. I love going up there and seeing the lads and, well, getting to take in that epic scenery. Even though it was blowing a hoolie in torrential rain, yeah, it was still worth going up the road, so I'm glad that you were able to join me for that. So, what has been going on this week for our blether section? So, a little bit of turn of events here in the city of Glasgow. Sadly, we've taken a little bit of a step back. There's been a lot of COVID cases, so they've been utilising the fact that they've been having the track and trace system. Track and trace means that everywhere you go, like where you're spending any time indoors, so that's like a restaurant, a pub, if you're at your work, or if you're going to like the hairdressers or beauty salon or wherever, anywhere that you're going to be spending more than 15 minutes, you have to give your details. They've been utilising that, and they've realised that the cases that have risen aren't to do with that. It's been to do with the fact that some folk have been having house parties, and there's been a lot of cases have risen from that. So therefore, we're now not allowed to have folk back in our houses. So you might have seen that for that interview there with Joy, we were outside, so that's why it was so noisy. That's why there was like a lot of, I think the neighbour was like using like the strummer. The neighbours' kids were out playing, and you could hear the traffic as well, so sorry if it was a little bit noisy with that and combined with the wind, but that's why we were outside and not inside either my apartment here, my tenement flat, or in Joy's house. Yeah, we're not allowed folk in our houses anymore, so it's all kind of outside again. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. I don't think it's looking too good actually. I'm filming this on Sunday. It's Monday tomorrow when this workshop goes live, and there's been a big increases of cases in Scotland, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's an announcement tomorrow that we maybe have more restrictions again. So it is what it is, and I'm still able to work, which is the good thing. I'm still able to do all my teaching online, and I have my online workshops, because this is kind of just maybe move everything online, so that's okay. We're okay, we're happy, so that's good. So yeah, that's a bit of kind of like sad stuff, I guess, that's been going on. But I've been keeping really very busy over the past week. Things have got really, yeah, rather busy. I had a big deadline that was today. I think I mentioned this possibly in my first workshop, about the Fraser Shaw Trust. I was awarded a grant to arrange a tune, or reimagine. I like that word, reimagine, that's how they put it. The Fraser Shaw Remix Project. Fraser Shaw was a piper and a whistle player from Glasgow, but he was off Argyll Islands stock, from Islay, island of Islay, and he was an amazing musician, a good friend of mine, and he passed away a number of years ago now, very sadly. And there was a trust set up in his name that support various projects, and they decided during lockdown that they wanted to support musicians creating new music and to work with Fraser's music. So I was awarded a grant in order to work with one of Fraser's tunes. So I was assigned Kai Sandy, which is one of his airs. Beautiful air. So I've been working the past week on kind of really, I was kind of finalising my arrangement over the past couple of weeks, and then this last week I kind of did a video for it. So I managed to cajole my little brother Ali, who last week's tune was written for his wedding, and we went last Monday. We kind of climbed a hill. He carried my harp. He was very, very kind of him to do that, and we ended having a bit of fun with his drone and the harp. And I mean, what can I say? It worked out amazingly. I never thought the footage would come out like that. It turns out he's a really good drone pilot. I didn't really know this kind of stuff. He's a bit into things like that. So we got some amazing footage. So I had that to play around with, and then I did some filming, and we've got a bit of a home studio set up here in the flat. So managed to record it and film it. So I was kind of putting that together this weekend. So it was at an editor's last night, and he put it all together, my good pal Sam Harp. And yeah, he put it all together, and I got it back very late last night and submitted it to the Fraser Shaw Trust. So I'm really excited, and I'll be able to share it with you over the next few months. I think it'll be November from what I understand the videos will be made public. But I've spoken to the trust, and what they've given me permission to do is to publish my arrangement of the tune, of the air. It's a very free, very rubato air. And it sounds brilliant on the harp. Fraser was a piper, and so I've kind of tried to like emulate the pipe ornamentation a little bit. Not seriously, but like, not as in like looking at exactly what the pipe ornamentation would have been, but giving that effect of the pipe ornamentation on the harp. So yeah, it's a beautiful tune. In fact, I'll show you. This is his book. So I've recorded one of his tunes before actually. One of his tunes, Go On Your Bradies, is the first tune on our album Sparks. I think it's the first tune. I think the album starts with the jigs. Yeah, so that's Fraser there. He's a great guy with his pipes. This book is really worthwhile getting actually. It's full of great tunes. And it's got the melody for Go On Your Bradies, which we recorded on the album. And that just fits the harp beautifully, it really does. So I really commend you to look up the Fraser Shaw Trust website. There he is there, playing the whistle. And to maybe think about getting this book, because it's got some fantastic tunes in it. And there's also an album that has a lot of kind of his musician pals recorded on to help raise money for the Fraser Shaw Trust. So yeah, so I'm going to be publishing the arrangement of this tune, and all funds will go to the Fraser Shaw Trust, which will help particularly young musicians and young pipers in Argyll getting going on instruments. So that's been a real pleasure to have something like that to work on over the past few weeks. It's been great. I love, you know, I work to goals well. I've said that to you before, so it's been great having that. So what else? I can't even think what's been going on. Yeah, just been like back to kind of online. Schools are back here. I think I said that to you before, and they're about to head back to the Isle of Man tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow or maybe on Tuesday. I can't remember. So I'll be seeing my Manx pupils for lessons soon, which I'm very excited about. It'll be great to see them because I've not seen them for about 2 months. Even though it will be online on Zoom. Sadly, there's no way that we'll be able to get to the Isle of Man soon. They're still being very strict with their border control, and it's still closed to non-residents. Even though my fiance is Manx and I'm almost Manx. I should have been Manx in like 2 months' time, less than 2 months' time, but yeah, that's not happening until February next year now. Anyway, so we're still not allowed on the island, so we're really quite sad about that. Sad and frustrated a bit, because we'd be willing to do the quarantine to be honest, but they're being very protective, and rightly so, to be honest. But we just really want to be able to get over there at Christmas and New Year. My fiance normally has a big massive Christmas tour that he does in Germany every year. That's been cancelled. So we would have had Christmas in Germany this year, but that's cancelled. So we were thinking we'd go to Isle of Man. Fingers are crossed for that. But we are putting it into our minds that it's highly likely that we'll be in Scotland, which is okay. But it would be nice to spend Christmas with the family in Isle of Man. But nothing's certain these days, is it? It really is. And kind of getting used to that. Kind of learning not to get too gutted now when things don't happen that you were expecting to happen. So yeah, I think that's a good attitude to kind of have. Just kind of take each day as it comes. So yes, so but workshop wise, next week we're having a revision week. There will be a video with some of the tunes that we've done already, which I will pop up for you. It will still go live at 7 o'clock on the Monday, and I will make the list. I might make the list of tunes, like the bit where you normally click to purchase music on the website. I'll get you to click that and it'll open up and the blurb will have the list of tunes that we're going to do. I'll sort that so it goes up quite a few days in advance actually. I might even be able to get up on like Wednesday or Thursday. So keep an eye on that if you want to kind of start practicing your tunes and then you can play along. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to be online for the chat for that one, just to let you know. I have other plans for that Monday, hopefully, everything is. But yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy that, and then we will have another 4 weeks of workshop, and we have some good news for you actually. After the 4 weeks of workshop, the Friday after the last workshop, so 5 days later, myself and Ron are going to be doing a live concert. It is in association with the Furnace and Tradition Festival, which is a fantastic festival which takes place in Cumbria, I want to say Cumbria, or maybe it's Lancashire. I can't remember which county it's in. That's really bad and really annoying. But it's a festival I've played at a few times, and I know some of the organisers, and they asked us to be part of it. Their kind of monthly concerts, which I think are going to be on Zoom, and we've managed to make it work. That is going to be in the after last workshop. So I will put a link soon. I'll let you know about how to get tickets for that. But it should be good crack, and I'd really hope that you enjoy it. There will be a charge for the ticket. I think I did discuss doing a live stream for free, possibly, or for donations. I might do that as a soloist instead at some point. We shall see about that. I need to check my diary. Yeah. So thank you again for joining me. I hope you enjoyed learning that tune. And yeah, I'll see you not next week. Well, I'll kind of see you next week. I'll be playing through the tunes, but I'll see you in 2 weeks for another learning episode. So, bye. Cheers.